So I've literally just parked the car down there. 10 minutes in already, views are stunning. The weather's decided to break now. So this is coming up the side of Sandal. About 2 miles in, about another 5 miles to go. Sweating already. Thankfully the terrain's levelled out a bit now. That last climb nearly killed me. Smoking 20 cigarettes a day, it's no good for me. Down there is Grisedale Tarn. There goes a mountain rescue helicopter. Hope everyone's okay. That's where I'm going next. The camera will do it no justice, but you just cannot believe how beautiful it is down here. Absolutely stunning. It's 3:30. I'm shattered. Not eaten yet. And the temperature's dropped right off, so I'm going to stop. Have a very quick chocolate bath, get some energy back. Get extra layer on too, because it's dropped, it's gone very cold. Let's see what's in the goodies bag. So that helicopter must have made about 5 or 6 passes. Mini double decker. Fuck it, I'm having 2. Frozen, but good. So just checking where we are in the route. So I've still got 2.7 miles to go. Now it reckons I'll do that in about an hour, which is wrong. Because I've got to get up there, which is quite a big ask for someone with my fitness levels. The temperature's absolutely plummeted. So I'll start layering up and start getting moving again. See you at the top. So the sun's gone behind the clouds for a bit. Temperature's now dropped to 3.6. Again, that's dropped very quickly. So we've got 2 miles left to go. I've got an hour and a half of sunlight left. We should be okay. Just cutting it a bit too fine for my liking. The tracks along here are very hard to find. Unless I'm off course, who knows? There's some of the locals. I'll do. So I've just got up on this ridgeway here. And there we go. And that's where I'm going. Temperature's just dropped again, down to 1.5 degrees. I've just got to Sunday Crag. It's pretty impressive. Still got a mile to go before my camp spot.
Thousands of tears later.
So I'm going to pitch up here for the night. A few weeks ago, I did a review video for my Burgal Cheviot 2 tent. Now, I've had that tent for 4 years, and I've been out in -5, -6 wild camping. Now, I always bring warm gear anyway, so whether it's a sleeping bag, the sleep mat, and I've been absolutely fine, absolutely comfortable. Here comes the wind. So this time in the Lake District, I brought the MSR Hubber NX, which is a one-man tent. Now, it's a lot lighter than my Berghaus, and it's great for wild camping. However, at the moment, outside, it's -1 degrees. On there somewhere, -1. Inside the tent, we are currently at 1.8. So we've gained less than 3 degrees from being inside the tent. My Berghaus would be at least 8 degrees, probably near a 10 degrees difference from the outside to in. So as great as this little tent is, as light as it is, it's no good for the cold weather. But it's not sold as a 4-season tent. So it's horses for courses, different tents, different things. This weighs about 1 kilo. My Berghaus weighs about 3 kilos. Now, in these colder nights, I bought one of these. This is the Okupa battery bank and hand warmer from Amazon. I've had this for about 2-3 years now. It's been absolutely solid for me. It has 3 power levels. I never go above the second one, simply because it gets so damn hot, just too hot to use. Now, good thing about this is this will run all night long easily, and then some. If you don't use it as a hand warmer, you can use it as a battery bank, and you'll easily charge your iPhone twice on a single charge of this. Very good bit of kit, not that expensive either, so definitely worth a look. So it's now 10 to 10. Wind's starting to pick up a little bit now, unfortunately, but I'm going to try and get some sleep, and I'll see you in the morning. So it's 22:01 in the morning, and we keep getting the odd gust of wind. Now, I've been out, checked all the pegs for the tent, and they're all nice and tight, but this tent flaps around so much, it's keeping me awake. I've had about 2 hours sleep. I don't even think it's that windy out. MSR, in their wisdom, don't provide enough pegs to stake down all of the tent and all the extra tie downs, all the extra guys. Now, I didn't bring any extra ties, so I've got 3 guy lines that aren't staked out at the moment, so maybe I should have brought some additional pegs. But for a £500 tent, you think MSR would provide enough pegs, wouldn't you? It's -3 out there at the moment. the inside of the outer fly, all the condensation's frozen solid on there.
The following day.
Morning. It's 6:30. Eventually got to sleep last night. Wasn't a very good night though. Still -4 degrees outside, and it would appear overnight it got that cold inside the tent that everything froze. So here's an old AeroPress pellet, absolutely frozen solid, which was up by my head. So that basically means my Sawyer water filter will now be scrap. Anyone who uses these filters will know that if there's water inside it and it freezes, it will destroy and damage all the microscopic filter elements. So yeah, it's no good to anyone now. Hey ho. So I'm going to finish my coffee and start getting packed up. I'll see you in a bit. It's 7:30 in the morning. Tent's got some ice on it. And to give you an idea how cold it is, we're currently at -3.7. It's a fresh one, that's for sure. Amazing views though. Leave no trace. Right, we're heading that way. So I'm trying to do a bit of a round trip. Now I'm heading that direction, but where I'm going to end up is just up there where my thumb is. You might just be able to see the snow up there. So you can see in the distance down there, Oldswater. Beautiful looking place. Now we're heading down this track, down there, crossing over at some point. Gotta say, I'm not very impressed with this GoPro. The battery that was in it before had been on charge all night, showing 100%. Used it for about 4 minutes, and because of the cold, it just won't work. So I've just had to stop, get my bag open, get another battery out, change it over. Everything else that runs on batteries is working absolutely fine. It makes you wonder how on these GoPro adverts you see people using skiing, snowboarding. They just can't cope with the cold weather. And that's a genuine GoPro battery, not a Chinese cheap copy. Anyway, crumble over, let's crack on. So it's probably quite hard to tell on the camera, but this descent is bloody steep. And it's not good for my knees. Don't mind getting up them so much, but coming down them is an absolute joint killer. So I've just come from that hill. That's where I slept last night, and I've come down that way back to where I am now. The plan was to go to Helvellyn, which is all the way up in the distance up there. Now, just put it into my Garmin, and elevation gain is about 1,600 metres. Now, for those that you don't know, that's high. Now, Snowdon, I think, is just under 1,000 metres. Scafell Pike, it's just over 1,000, and Ben Nevis is about just under 1,300 metres. Now, I'm carrying all that kit, weighing in at about 18 kilos. I don't think I'll make it. So I'm going to head that direction, and I'll see if there's an alternative route back to the car without all that elevation gain. Now, one thing I do need to do quite quickly is find some water. I brought 2 litres with me. With the 2 coffees I had last night and the 2 this morning, my dehydrated meal left me very little to drink this morning. Now, I did about 6 miles yesterday and sweat a lot, so I'm probably getting the realms of dehydration now. So I've got my water filter, which probably froze last night and ruined it, but I'll risk it. I need to drink. Right, that's 2 litres of water. Now, a little trick or tip that I saw on Summit or Nothing. Although I can only carry 2 litres of filtered water, what I can do is fill this back up, which is 16 fluid ounces, which I'm guessing is about half a litre. And I can carry unfiltered water, and once my filtered water's gone, I can just filter this back into those bottles. So 2.5 litres. I'll take that. Let's hope she doesn't leak or pop. Now, as I mentioned earlier, my water filter may have froze last night, which means it won't work. It damages all the filtering pores, the honeycomb. So I'm hoping we'll be okay for today. When I get home, that will be going straight in the bin, and I'll order a second one. But for now, I need the water. We'll see. Right. This is definitely the easier way to do it.
Thank you.
No problem.
Cheers.
How's it going? All right?
Cheers.
All right, no worries. That looks hard work. Here comes another.
Hi, mate.
How's it going?
Cheers.
No worries, mate. Enjoy.
That's too bad.
So here's Grisedale Tarn again. I came past it yesterday. That's Helvellyn, which is still 1.9 miles away, or about 2.5 miles that way is my car. Now, temperature's dropped again. I'm shattered, I'm tired, I need some food. So I'm gonna wuss out, I think, and head back to the car. So it looks like I made the right call, so I'm gonna head back to the car. It's just started snowing. Now that would have added at least 2 hours to my hike today. And as it is, I've got about an hour and a half hike back to the car now. So yeah, definitely a good call. stood up, but the snow's coming down pretty thick and fast now. So, moment of truth. My car was parked in a car park last night that doesn't allow overnight parking. And because it was an old pay and display machine, I couldn't add a ticket on my phone this morning. So I'm half expecting to be ticketed or clamped or something. But we'll have a look. Result. Oh. I'm absolutely destroyed. Oh. So that was best part of 9 miles in about 5 hours, which doesn't sound much, but obviously the terrain takes it out of you. If I had a lightweight rucksack, wasn't carrying as much weight, would have helped. But then again, I'm not very healthy. Let's get his boots off. Back in a nice warm car now. So my GoPro's been a source of frustration this weekend. When it's cold, it just won't work. Sometimes it works plugged into an external power source. Last night in the tent, it was hit and miss. When I was walking around today, admittedly it was very cold. It dropped about freezing mid-morning, and it was just chewing through the batteries. You put a battery in, you maybe get 3 or 4 video clips, but as soon as that battery got cold, it just refused to work. So I've missed out on a lot of footage I could have taken today. Now the frustrating thing is, if I use the GoPro at home, it overheats. So if it's in the house, it gets too hot and won't work. If you're out and about in the cold, it won't work. Now the battery I was using is the original GoPro genuine battery. I've actually had more joy with some cheaper alternatives. I think they're called Homeboy or Home something or other. It comes as 3 batteries with a 3-bay charging dock. So if anyone can suggest a good alternative to the GoPro, I welcome any input. Now I bought this GoPro 11 Black specifically for this, for going out wild camping, hiking, shooting, that sort of thing. But if it doesn't work in these conditions, then it's no use to me. I will have a quick mention, the wireless mic system I'm using, which hopefully is working quite well. This is a set I bought from Amazon, and the brand is Hollyland. Now the way it works is you have a receiver mounted on the cold shoe of the media mod on the GoPro. Then you have 2 wireless mics like this. The case will actually charge the individual units separately. Now yesterday I started using it probably about 10 o'clock in the morning whilst I was driving, maybe earlier. Now they were switched on and left on all day long until I went to sleep last night at about 9 o'clock. Now this morning the microphone did actually go flat on me, but it's lasted through the cold, so really impressed with those. I did look at getting the Rode system or possibly the DJI microphone system, but I can't afford that sort of thing. So I went for this as a cheaper alternative. If you look at my previous video for the Burgal Cheviot 2 review, I was suffering quite badly with wind noise. What I didn't realise at the time is there's a noise cancelling mode, which is on now. So hopefully you won't hear the car noise too much or the fans blowing out nice hot air for me. I was kicking myself a little bit, the fact I didn't make it to Helvellyn this afternoon. But to be honest, I know I made the right call. The weather got really, really cold and I'm absolutely spent. But yeah, that extra elevation would have just finished me off completely. So no, definitely made the right call. So I'm going to find a McDonald's or a Burger King now, get some food.